Applied engineering, that's basically was my career. Without a degree, I had engineering titles. I worked in engineering organizations. I took extensive training inside of corporate structures and Department of Defense training on electronics. That training I took into the professional world. And what I and a handful of other people did and do is integrate, connect one system, one thing to another. That's what I built up to after about 10 years of actually working and doing electronics field work, repair work, a lot of non-destructive and destructive test techniques, which folks mostly aren't familiar with. But you hear about the results when you hear about a pipeline leak. Um, it was non-destructive testing that okayed that pipeline. It's non-destructive testing that typically monitors that pipeline and is scheduled and occurs over some period of time. So this is integration. What I worked in was real-time and live systems, so the integration includes maintenance resources and planning. And so long-term, you say I need 7 resources, full-time equivalent, anybody that has the ability to perform an electrician's work, a machinist's work, a carpenter's work, what it, whatever other trades, boilermakers, that was a big one because their systems are critical, high pressure vessels, things like that. So this is systems integration, systems engineering. Um, I understand what a Wheatstone bridge does and how it works inside a gas chromatograph and the columns that do the separations inside the chromatograph. I can speak the language with the scientists that do the detailed research into those areas and come out with answers to questions that I had regarding a process flow or regarding an instrument stability and capillary column stacking. So this is the life of a system integrator. I was very experienced in large computer systems collecting real-time data, some of the largest in class in the world at the time, and more than a few projects like that. The hardware goes back to a little company called EMC, capital EMC, and it's blurred. It's been bought out 5 or 6 times, but it came out of digital equipment and DARPA research and the institutions in Massachusetts that do this work very well. So I was there. I touched the sciences that date the planet. I calibrated the instruments that they used. My initials would have been 3 initials on a sticker somewhere on those instruments at one point in my life, in what point in my career. So this is what some people do. They go engineer and put systems together. You go talk to what was EDS or computer CSC or Hewlett Packard, which is about done with the services. They sold those divisions off that I was in. So systems, large systems integration, data integration, massive amounts of data before folks realized what data was. Computer simulations that became games you get to play with. Keyboard mapping, color mapping, 4-bit colors versus 256-bit colors. So these are the considerations you get into. The number of programming languages, the number of computers in a facility that I had a direct contact with, the number of languages, the training in those languages, the applications. Most of them are corporate. Most of them have died. They've gone away. They've changed into something else nowadays. So that's the job of a system integrator. This is what I'm offering up. The thoughts I have come from developing those systems and the thoughts and the questions you have to have, especially in long-term planning and life cycle planning. So this is why I wish that video on spectroscopy came out good. That really needs, it's a series and really needs to be done well because it's applied analytics. It is signal to noise ratio discrimination. It is interesting stuff if you like interesting stuff. So this is interesting to me. Peace out. Save the whales.